Greetings one and all, this is Rhythmworks and welcome to my channel. Why are we watching credits roll on a video on your channel, Rhythm, you may ask? And I'm going to answer that with a simple question. I don't know about you, but sometimes when you play a game, right, no matter if it's a AAA or an indie title, right, but more times than not, AAA games, and you play the game, you bought the game for $60 or £50, and you play the game, you just think, yeah, it's alright, yeah, it's alright, ain't bad, you know what I mean? But then when you actually finish the game and you see the credits roll and you actually see the amount of people that made up the whole team in making the game and bringing the game to you for those £50, $60, it sometimes compels you with a newfound respect for the developers. Now, in Rockstar's case, it has done that to me twice. I've played the story mode on PS3, been watching the credits the same way how you're watching the credits roll right now, and now I've completed it on the PS4 platform. And it has given me a deeper respect for any company, not even just Rockstar alone, but any company that puts together a game of this magnitude. And yeah, I just have to give props to them. You know, I have to give props to them because it's very easy for us as consumers to buy a game and say, yeah, love the game, or the game is shit and this and that. And there are forums where people discuss the games at deeper length, you know, broader length as it were, you know, and that's fine. But I'm just one of these consumers, hobbyists, if you like, that buys a game, interested in the game, interested in the developers and, you know, the type of stuff they basically put out. And as you know, I've only been a shooter fan for the last 2.5 years. So, you know, my gaming knowledge in terms of the actual mechanics of how the games are put together, I think are more or less the same as anybody else who are consumers. You know, it's not pretty vast, but we do enjoy gaming, and our interest is paid more and further towards the developers and what it takes to put out a game. So with that, you look at credits and you see the game in a completely different light. That's the point I'm trying to basically make. I don't know if it's like that for anybody else, but it's like that with me. You know, when you see games like Grand Theft Auto 5 and just simply, you know, the musical credits, the amount of clearance that has to have is a logistical nightmare, because music is my business, you know. And look, you know, you can see the amount of music that is out there, the publishers that's involved. It'd be quite interesting to find out how much these dudes get paid, you know, especially with a game that has sold a shitload of copies. I had a couple of friends that has had their music on Grand Theft Auto 4, and I think they got paid, I think it's in excess of, it's not much, I think they got paid something like around $30,000, around that. But there's different deals for different artists. I have to say, it's not everyone gets the same amount of money, you know, because behind closed doors is like, if you want a certain track, you got to pay the odds for it, you know, and that's more or less that. And yeah, it's a big deal. It's nice to have your music featured on a very popular video game. I think for a particular artist who I know of in my field of music, Chronixx, who's got the tune Odrass, featured in this game, I think it done a lot for his career. He's a very, very good singer, very good songwriter. He's very talented. Vocally, he's very, very good. Lyrically, he's outstanding, you know. So, yeah, Chronixx, yeah, I have to large up that dude there, man. Young dude, young progressive you know what I mean? But anyway, after watching credits, you kind of ask yourself, well, what's next? And for me, whenever I finish a game, it's like I can't really start or continue with any other game. I have to just kind of, you know, park up and give it a rest for the time being. But the question I'm really asking is, now we've approached the first weekend of the new year. And for me, the last weekend of the holidays before I get into some serious musical work will be, what is going to be your first major purchase, your first gaming purchase of 2015. Now, looking at the releases, I think there are 2 games in the running. One is The Order 1886 and the other is Battlefield Hardline. And I think it's February, March time those games are released. Now, for me, it's kind of putting me in a quandary because The Order, while the game looks stunning, it's a single player game. Whereas with Battlefield, you know what you're going to get with Battlefield anyway, but with Battlefield Hardline, it kind of lends from this game, you know, and it's detracting from the military roots that we're all used to with games like Battlefield. And I think, to be perfectly honest with you, that I know that I'm going to buy Battlefield Hardline, but the question is, am I going to buy it from day one? I don't think I'll really buy it from day one, you know, because with the problems that Battlefield 4 had in the past, it's a lesson that I need to learn. It's a lesson I really need to learn in terms of when I buy my games. Because to be perfectly honest with you, you know, now my headspace has a new attitude with it. You know, I'm not really going to be so fast as to buy a game from day one and play it from day one. The game will still be there. My friends will still be there. People will still be playing at the same level that I will be when I finally do get the game. So, you know, it's nothing to really bust your ass over in getting the game first, or getting the game from day one, as it were. But with The Order, I don't know. I'll probably get the game when the price drops because it's a single player game. And the one thing about single player games, I mean, don't get me wrong, you know, there are legions of single player gaming fanatics, and that's fine, that's cool. But with me, I need to get more bang for my buck with games. It's got to have an online capability for the life of the game to be extended. That's my opinion, you know, and with that will be the decision on where my money goes to in terms of games, you know. So, but there are games that you can see that are very, very, very stunning to look at, and the game mechanics will prove very worthy of the game's purchase, I guess. But I have to place games in order of priority. So games with online multiplayer capabilities I have to place above single player games. That's just me. That's just the way how I roll in my yard, in my living room. So those will more or less be the first 2 games that I will purchase in the new year. So tell me, what will be yours? What will be your first 2 games that you will purchase? It may even be games that are featured in the PS Store digitally, you know. Doesn't have to be just PlayStation games. Even if you're an Xbox gamer or a PC gamer, which games are you safely going to say to your gaming websites or wherever, please take my money, I want that game? Let me know. Please let me know. But anyway, the credits are still running, they are still flowing. Shitload of people, man. You know, you got to give Rockstar credit, man. You have to give them credit. Even if you play the game and you have that attitude towards it half the time, you know, it's a huge franchise. It's a huge game in scope and in personnel. You just have to give them credit, you know, and it never fails for me to continually give them credit. And with the $1 billion that they've made, I think they deserve every single cent, because the one thing that I really give Rockstar maximum props for is for the very fact that every single piece of DLC that they've offered was for free. We never had to pay for any DLC whatsoever in this game, apart from the choice of the shark cards. And they're just throwing it out there. If some people want to be dumb enough to pay real money for fake money, that's down to them. Do you know what I'm saying? But they're throwing it out there. So they're not being really greedy in respect, but they're just throwing it out there. Anyway, that's it for me. That's it for now. Just let me know in the comment section below what your purchase is going to be, what the first purchase is going to be for your gaming new year of 2015. And I hope that you will enjoy those games when it finally gets released, when they finally get released. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, it's too early in the morning, man. But you know the coup, whatever the game, media, format, genre, platform, happy gaming, that's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. And until I catch you on the next one, Magan.